very trendy. Cabin crew becoming pilot. It is also a very intelligent decision, and at the moment, as private airlines or private jet companies and airlines are looking for experienced professionals to match this demand, which in the future will be growing, and the pending retirements, I think it's a great and a wise solution for everyone who wants to be a cabin crew and become a pilot at the same time. Stay tuned until the last minute of this video, as I will answer to you many questions related to the possibility of how to become a pilot while you will be working as a cabin crew, and also I will share with you which airline offers this opportunity, this pilot program while they will be working as a cabin crew, and how that program is organized, how it sounds, how it looks like. I will also talk to you about the cost of becoming a pilot, etc, etc. My name is Julia George, and I used to fly for Qatar Airways for 10 years, where I have resigned from my last work position as a cabin service director. I'm currently studying Aviation Management Master Program at Wildau Institute of Applied Science in Berlin, and I'm your online free of charge cabin crew interview coach. Stay tuned. One very common question that I come across from candidates is, can you become a pilot while you will be working as a cabin crew? Are the cabin crew eligible to become pilots? In how much time you can become a pilot while you will be working as a cabin crew? These and similar questions I will answer it in today's video. So cabin crew definitely can become pilots and can be trained from zero experience in flying to an airline pilot in approximately, let's say, a period of 40 months. Now, once the student has successfully completed this aviation course for flying, they can enroll for additional training to become an airline pilot. Now, cadets attain first officer status after they will pass the final flight check for release. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are very important things that I want to share before I start elaborating many aspects in this video, and please, I would ask your humble attention to pay attention to what I'm going to say. Becoming a pilot costs time. Becoming a pilot costs a lot of money, and becoming a pilot is a huge sacrifice. Becoming a pilot means that you should love flying, and since you are deciding to become a cabin crew, you are the one who definitely loves flying, while every fiber with your own being, I would say with every cell of your entire human being, you should be loving flying. And I don't doubt that since you're watching this video, I'm very sure that you love flying. Honestly, I don't know if you want to become a pilot or not, because not everyone who would be watching this video would want to become a pilot. But for those of you that wants to become a pilot while you will be working as a cabin crew, being in love with aviation and love flying the way I have said earlier, it's not enough to become a pilot. And I will tell you exactly in this video why it's not enough. I have already mentioned some things. Nevertheless, let's start elaborating important points. What are the qualifications and skills that you need to possess in order to become a pilot? Now, in order to work as a pilot, first you have to gain that first airline transport pilot license, and training for this airline transport pilot license depends. It can be 1 year, it can be 2 years, depends on where you're going to decide to enroll yourself into a pilot training course. From my experience working as a cabin crew for Qatar Airways for 10 years, I have seen a lot of cabin crew being enrolled in these pilot training courses across the globe. When I say across the globe, I have met people studying in South African pilot training course, studying in Slovenian pilot training course, in Greece as well. So I think that this question to which pilot training course you're supposed to choose, and also the cost for the same. Earlier, I mentioned that it costs a lot of money. This is a question that you will be able to gain if you research on the internet and ask people who have previously worked as pilots. And therefore, once you start flying, this will be for you a perfect time when you're gonna decide where you're gonna enroll yourself in and where you're gonna start that pilot course. Now I'm going to talk to you about the core skills that are needed to become an airline pilot or a commercial pilot. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't want you to be afraid and to hesitate, because many of the candidates have asked me, do the cabin crew have the skills to become pilots? Are they qualified to become pilots? So in this manner, I would say cabin crew are the perfect people to enroll themselves into a pilot training course and to become excellent pilots, because core skills to become a commercial pilot include strong leadership skills. This is something that the cabin crew are developing throughout their work. Pilots also need to have ability to remain focused and level-headed under pressure. So this is something also that once you're working as a cabin crew, you are mastering this working under pressure. Then developing complex problem-solving skills. This is something that is a very good base for you if you are working as a cabin crew before you are becoming a commercial pilot, as well as excellent communication skills. So definitely whoever is thinking to work as a cabin crew for some time until you will be able to save money and, you know, enroll yourself into that pilot training course, you will be able to easily etablate yourself in there, because if you're a cabin crew, you already have what it takes to become a pilot. You're just missing the part when you have to finish the pilot training course, the flying course, which is not a joke, of course. I want to come to a point to share with all of you that most of the pilots that you would meet out there, I wouldn't say all of them, but most of them would be coming from wealthy families, from families that did not experience financial problems to pay the pilot training course, because one thing that is a problem for many people that they want to become pilots is that pilot training course costs a lot of money. There are a lot of programs out there in the world where it just takes time for you to research a bit. There are also finances, different types of finances. Let's say you take a loan and you finish that pilot training course, and then once you start flying, you will be able to slowly take amount from your money that you will be earning and paying that loan that you have previously taken. I know candidates like this who have managed it, but I also know cabin crew who have been studying for pilots while they were having the flying career, and if you stay until the last minute of this video, I will tell you exactly how they did it. Yes, it is possible. How it is done, it is still yet to be discovered. What is the career path for a commercial pilot? Now, typically, an airline pilot will start the flying career as a first officer, co-pilot, or in some cases even a flight engineer with a regional carrier. Now, all pilots will have progression through various flight training programs and will have an opportunity to earn the commercial pilot license of an airline transport rating. Most of them will also have completed one or more advanced ratings, such as instrument, multi-engine or aircraft type ratings, depend on the requirements of the particular flying role that they will have in an airline. Let's say a commercial pilot vacancies which are advertised today and are often specified by the aircraft to be flown, for example, Boeing 777 first officer or a captain, Boeing 737 first officer or a captain, Airbus 320 first officer or a captain, or Airbus 340, let's say, first officer or a captain, and so on. This is how the vacancies are being published. Now, pilots and especially captains in these jobs are often specifying minimum requirements, such as, let's say, 2,000 hours in total flying time, or 1,000 hours flying as a pilot in command or in a commercial aircraft. Now, when the airlines will be hiring, they will also want to see an accident or a violation-free records from the applicants for this pilot job. So this is very essential. And the commercial pilots, also including the captains, will be required to attend trainings, simulator checks once or twice a year. This is something that was very popular in Qatar Airways and in all the airlines, in fact. Some airlines, such as Lufthansa in this case, will make it possible for their pilots to get involved into flight operations related projects so they can gain more management experience outside the cockpit. And this was actually also the case with Qatar Airways, with crew resource management trainings and stuff like that. So again, we come to the point how much it costs to become a pilot. To become a pilot, it costs a lot of money. It's a critical aspect of the career, and you really have to reconsider and rethink this. And I have mentioned the very beginning of this video that this costs a lot of money and this costs a lot of sacrifice. What is also important to what I have mentioned is that many airlines across the world, and at the end of this video I will share with you one airline program, offers so-called sponsored training programs, which helps the candidates or helps the cabin crew in this case to become pilots. Those are special flying programs, future flying programs. Now, places on such programs are very limited and they're very, or I would say, highly contested, but they are great opportunities if you manage to secure yourself a place there. And I do believe that there is no impossible thing when you want something. If your desire is to become a pilot and if you want to use your position as a cabin crew, I do believe that everyone with a proper mindset will be able to achieve that. It's just you have to be ready to sacrifice, and most probably you're asking yourself how you will be sacrificing. I will come to the sacrifice moment in a short time. How much the pilots are earning? Most probably it's going to be a question that you will be asking me. Now, they earn a lot of money, let me be very honest, but that depends on the airline that they will be flying for. I will just give you a roughly idea. If you decide while you will be working as a cabin crew to take any loan to pay your pilot course school, then you will be able, once you secure yourself a job for a pilot or as a pilot, you will be able to pay off that loan. Depends on your savings. Again, this is very individual, but let's say in 2 to 3 years, you will be able to live comfortably and to be able to pay the loan. Let's talk about the area of interest, which is how is it to become a cabin crew? How is it to become a pilot from the cabin crew position? This is actually a training program that has that the Wizz Air has, the European airline, which is based in Hungary. And this program is helping cabin crew to fulfill their dreams and to become a pilot. This program is called the Cabin Crew to Captain program, and it offers travel, accommodation, and financial support to aspiring crew in a schedule combined both work and study. So you will be working, but also you will be having time to study. Now, the aim for this program is actually to support the employees to fulfill their career dreams, their goals to become pilots, as well as to promote something called gender equality in the aviation profession. I will mention some numbers a bit later. This training program, so far, what I have researched, is available in 4 countries for Wizz Air: in Bulgaria, in Hungary, in Poland, and in Romania. So nowhere else in the world. If you ask me, is it available in India? No, it's not available. Now, it's available for people who have flying experience and for people who do not have flying experience. This program allows to the candidates to train their commercial pilot license, to get the commercial pilot license, while they will be able to also work as a cabin crew. They can work 1 month as a cabin crew, then have 1 month off, so they will be able also to earn some money. The qualification for this program can lead to successful career to become a pilot within Wizz Air, which is, we all know that Wizz Air is actually one of Europe's quickest growing airlines. The company has showed up a lot of resilience towards the COVID-19 crisis. They had massive losses, yet now they are one of the first airlines, along with Ryanair, of course, to be recruiting new candidates. Almost everyone who has been on training and was laid off during their training are back, and they're preparing those candidates for the bases. So it's an amazing opportunity. I really love this. And if you're from somewhere from Europe and you would like to go and enroll yourself into this program, I'm very sure that if you research on the internet, you will be able to find, familiarize yourself in, and to just enroll and ask questions. Now, once the students have successfully completed this course, they will be able to enroll to additional trainings to become Wizz Air pilots. The cadets they will obviously start as cadets, then they will go to first officers, and then, they will go to start flying and will be released as pilots, first officers, of course. Among one of the aims for this program, which I wanted to mention, is at the beginning, which is called Cabin Crew to Captain program, is promoting talent and to encourage a diversity in Wizz Air, and also to support its pledge for 25% of its pilots to be female by 2030. And as a feminist. This is something that I really, really like. Wizz Air also is an airline who plans to offer the program to a number of additional countries across the globe. So whether that will be available in India or in Pakistan or in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai, we just have to wait and see. What I do know, ladies and gentlemen, and we spoke in the video earlier when I talked to you about Wizz Air recruiting cabin crew, I have shared with you that Wizz Air is an airline who has ordered approximately, or if I'm not mistaken, 20 Airbus 321 long range. So the Airbus A321 aircraft is the longest single aisle aircraft that can fly overseas. And I do believe that Wizz Air will be among the first airlines in the world that will open and promote the module called long haul, low cost. So there is a huge possibility that Wizz Air might start flying to India, might start flying to US, because they are making sure that they are equipping themselves with aircrafts that are able to sustain long flights. This will also go into additional costs in terms of, you know, the cabin crew costs, the stay over there. Yet I do believe that with a long haul, low cost module, the airline will be able to make remarkable revenue, as it is something that has been proven that so far it is successful. They are not the most profitable airline in the world. The most profitable airline in the world is Ryanair. Perhaps Ryanair would start also the long haul, low cost module. If you're planning to work as a cabin crew, one more thing that I forgot to mention. I mentioned at the beginning that it will be costing money. I mentioned at the beginning that it will cost a lot of time and it will be a sacrifice. You need to know that you will be all the time challenged. What I mean when I say challenged, I mean that you will be going perhaps to US and you would want to enjoy shopping with the rest of the crew. However, you would have to spend the entire 24 hours layover to study for your pilot exam. So you need to know that you need to be able to sustain the challenges in terms of other crew asking you to have a great time. Then they will come on the next flight and they will share with you that, you know, they had an excellent time and you were actually stuck in your room studying for your pilot course. Nevertheless, the final goal of what you want to achieve will always have to be there in front of you, reminding you where you want to be. You are cabin crew at the moment. It's a remarkable success that you've had, but you also want to go and secure yourself a job as a pilot. And I do believe that if you're able to sustain those challenges and go towards your final goal, you will be able to do that. Yet financially, you would have to have a lot of give-ups to ensure that you will save a lot of money. I know crew, literally, to be very honest, who were eating only plain rice and noodles for 4 or 5 years until they become pilots. And I also know that now they're having a blast. They're having their time of their life because simply they saved all their money as much as they could, or they were eating bread and butter, as we would say, and then they were able to secure themselves a job. Is Qatar Airways having the same program as Wizz Air? No, ladies and gentlemen. So before you ask me this question, it is different from an airline to an airline. If in your country there is an airline who offers such program, then please, by all means, it is amazing if you try to secure yourself a place there. If there isn't, and if you are really financially not able to do it, then think of a moment in which you're going to equip yourself with knowledge, become that outstanding candidate who's going to become a cabin crew for the airline that you're wishing for, whether it's Emirates, Qatar, or Etihad, and then try to save as much as you can money, and try while you will be flying to dedicate your off days and your free time to study and pass those pilot exams. Do not expect that the airline is going to support you in this decision, because if the airline, let's say in this case we talk about Qatar Airways or Emirates Airlines, if they do not have this program, cabin crew to captain program or similar, it's not in their responsibility to give you your vacation whenever you will be having an exam. But it is your responsibility as a cabin crew to plan your exams, to plan your vacation according to your exams. So you are the manager of your life, and you are the manager of how you're gonna be balancing the work, the studies, and that I don't think there will be a free time. There will be a lot of give ups, and you have to be actually ready to give up, because it's all, as I have said, it's a lot of sacrifice. And you have to, again, I'm emphasizing, because a lot of candidates would expect that the airline, the managers will give them days off, they'll have to travel. You have to be, at the end of the day, fully aware that you are hired to be a cabin crew. And if the airline, again, I'm saying, does not have that program, they also don't have any obligation to facilitate for you days off, extra days off, etc., rather than the ones you are already designed to have. Again, thank you very much for watching this video. For a lot of valuable content on the cabin crew topic, I will be happy if you press the subscribe button with the notification bell on, because YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, excrewnextcrew by Julia George, is your free online social media platform for cabin crew, as well as my Instagram account, excrewnextcrew. Bye bye and have a nice day.
Every time I was finishing my duty in the cabin and everything was set clear, I was running to the flight deck to have my coffee there.
And from the moment I stepped into the cockpit and I saw the layout and all the buttons, I fell in love with it.
The Cabin Crew to Captain program is a bespoke program designed for Wizz Air cabin crew who are wishing to embark upon a new adventure in their career.
None of the airlines in the world has established any kind of program like this before. This is a unique opportunity to make your dreams come true.
The most valuable thing a company can offer me as an employee, the possibility of developing myself, being the best version of myself. That's important.
You get the opportunity to work and study at the same time. They really have very well-maintained aircraft, big classroom, extraordinary people, all the material which you need.
Prepare for a very intense study, but it's going to worth it in the end, because you maybe one day take your parents on that flight.
I would advise for all the cabin crew who wants to apply for this course to actually go to the flight deck and talk to the crew, as they are really helpful.
You'll find some pilots coming out and he tells you, I was a cabin crew before, I know the life, and you feel like you can do it as well.
The cabin crew have the culture, the talent to join the flight deck community, and we welcome them with open arms.
We are all here to follow our dream, to follow our passion.
If you want to become a pilot, this is the time to go for it.